Today, we're unpacking a fascinating and kind of counterintuitive paradox: how to develop true snap power by actually relaxing your muscles. We're going to look at the physics behind the punch and break down 3 specific drills for faster punches. Okay, let's dive into this. What we're looking at here is the classic battering ram illusion. This is where most novices completely miss the mark. You know, they confuse tension with power. A tense fighter will flex every single muscle, tighten their shoulders, and actually clench their fists a full 6 inches before impact. They're trying to drive their knuckles into the target like a literal battering ram. And sure, the heavy bag sways wildly and it might look kind of impressive to an untrained eye, but you're actually spending 100% of your energy to deliver a slow, dead shockwave. Now contrast that with relaxed mechanics. A relaxed fighter drops their shoulders. When they throw a straight punch, that glove moves so incredibly fast it blurs, creating this sharp gunshot-like crack that literally stops the heavy bag dead in its tracks. So what exactly is happening inside that tense fighter's arm that just kills all that speed? So the crucial point is the internal brake system. Let's look really closely at the biomechanics of why clenching early is absolutely your worst enemy here. When you flex your arm tight right before impact, your antagonist muscles, those are the muscles meant to pull your arm backward, well, they're suddenly engaged and actively fighting against your agonist muscles, which are the ones trying to push your arm forward. You are literally slamming the brakes on your own fist halfway through its journey. You're fighting your own body. True knockout power doesn't come from a pushing force. It comes from kinetic snap. Which brings us to section 1, the physics of velocity, and why your arm must be a whip, not an iron rod. To really understand how to stop fighting our own anatomy, we need to look at the underlying science. Consider the fundamental equation for kinetic energy. Kinetic energy equals 1/2 mass times velocity squared. Now, I want you to notice exactly where the real power lies here. It's the V, velocity. True knockout power relies heavily on how fast that fist is actually moving, not just the brute pushing force behind it. Muscle mass, the M in our equation, is definitely important, sure, but mathematically speaking, it's just a linear multiplier. Velocity, on the other hand, well, that is a squared multiplier. And that brings us to this absolutely massive number, 4x. Because velocity is squared in that equation, just think about what happens when you adjust your variables. If you hit the gym and double your arm muscle, you might slightly increase your mass, giving you a small, incremental bump in power. But if you figure out how to double your fist speed, you literally quadruple your kinetic output. Just let that sink in for a second. You get 4 times the kinetic energy. And here's the undeniable truth of human anatomy. Achieving maximum velocity is physically impossible inside a tense body. Let's move to and see how this builds across what we call the kinetic chain. Think of a bullwhip. A whip contains exactly 0 muscle, right? Yet its tip routinely breaks the sound barrier. How? Through sequential energy transfer. It starts at the handle, which stops abruptly, transferring all of its momentum down an increasingly flexible line until it completely terminates at the tip. Well, in boxing, your body works the exact same way. Step 1, the energy originates in the rear foot. Step 2, it travels up the leg. Step 3, it hits the rotating hip, which basically acts as the handle of your whip. Step 4, it transfers into a completely relaxed shoulder. And finally, step 5, it explodes right into the knuckles. If your arm is tense, this beautiful kinetic wave gets blocked entirely at your elbow and shoulder. But if it's loose, the wave travels totally uninhibited right into your target. Okay, section 2, 3 drills for faster punches, translating all this kinetic theory into actionable snap power. So now that we've mapped out the kinetic theory of the whip, how do we actually train our bodies to feel it? Knowing the math just isn't enough. We have to actually train the nervous system. The first of our 3 drills is the wet towel flick. And honestly, it is phenomenal for resetting your brain's habits. Here's what you do. Get into your fighting stance with your gloves off and hold a heavy, damp towel. Fire your rear hip forward and let your arms simply whip that towel to make a loud snap against a heavy bag. The critical thing you're going to notice is that you absolutely cannot make that towel pop if you grip it tightly or if you stiffen your wrist early. No way. The towel only cracks when you just let it flow. This physical feedback instantly teaches your brain the exact feeling of total, uninterrupted relaxation during the transit phase of a strike. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we translate that loose towel flick back into a closed fist punch. We use the impact clamping technique, which is also known as the 1% rule. When you throw a punch, your hand needs to spend the vast majority of its journey, like 90% of it, completely open and loose inside your boxing glove. You only clench your fist into a rock-solid unit for the final fraction of a second, just the last 10% of the movement, literally right at the millisecond of contact. And then you instantly relax the hand again to let the arm recoil. This incredibly brief clamp transfers maximum mass into the target without sacrificing a single ounce of that square transit velocity we need so badly. Our third practical drill is the heavy bag recoil test,
or the hot stove method. From now on, when you hit a heavy bag, do not measure your power by how far the bag swings backward. Instead, measure it by how loud the leather cracks and how fast your hand returns to your cheek. I want you to treat the target like a scalding hot stove. You punch through the surface by about 2 inches, but you pull back the absolute instant that the kinetic energy transfers. Think about it like this. If the bag sways wildly like a giant pendulum, you failed the test, you pushed. But if the bag stays right in place and just vibrates intensely from the shockwave, you succeeded, you snap.
Moving on to Section 3, Master the Snap. Unclench, relax, and let kinetic physics do the heavy lifting. Let's bring all of this together. We've seen the physics, and we've equipped you with 3 highly effective drills to totally rewrite your muscle memory. And this brilliantly illustrates the entire philosophy of striking efficiency in just one sentence. When you trade tension for velocity, power becomes effortless. You've got to stop trying to muscle your strikes. The battering ram approach might look intense in a movie montage, but it is exhausting and incredibly inefficient in reality. By dropping your shoulders, unclenching your fists, and really trusting the physics of the kinetic chain, you unlock a level of power that feels completely effortless, yet hits like a literal truck. So I'm going to leave you with this final thoughts in challenge. Are you ready to drop your shoulders, unclench your fists, and let your strikes truly snap? Take that wet towel drill, apply the 1% clamping rule, and start passing that hot stove recoil test on the heavy back. To really ingrain this into your nervous system, I highly recommend pairing this snap mechanics routine with the 15-minute hand speed shadowboxing routine we covered in the original source material.